everyone. For today's discussion, we will tackle about performance management and appraisal. First things first, tanungin ko muna kayo, bago ko siya i-explain, di ba kapag may group work kayo, tapos may member na sobrang galing gumawa ng task, ano yung usually na sinasabi nyo? Raise kayo ng hands kasi. Go, Go Kim.
Basically, we evaluate them, di ba? Tama ba?
Ano yung parang sinasabi nyo? Like, kina-compliment mo ba? Ganon.
First impression, yes, kino-compliment mo yung mga kasi magagaling sila.
Yan. So, 'di ba usually kapag ganun sinasabi natin na ang galing naman ng performance mo, ang ganda ng gawa mo. Ganun, 'di ba? So, ngayon pag-uusapan natin kung ano nga ba talaga yung performance. So, next slide please. So, what is performance? Performance simply means doing successfully by using your skills, knowledge, and motivation. So, let's break that down. First is yung skills. Ito yung abilities mo. Halimbawa, yung skills mo to communicate and mag-solve ng problems. Next one is yung knowledge. Ito naman yung mga natutunan mo like yung training, education, or experience. Lastly is yung motivation. Ito naman yung drive or yung willingness mo na gawin ng maayos yung trabaho mo. So kapag pinagsama-sama mo yung skills, knowledge, and motivation, mas magiging maganda syempre yung performance ng isang employee. So, sa tingin nyo ba pwede bang maging maganda yung performance ng isang tao kung may skills siya pero wala naman siyang motivation? Magiging maganda ba yung performance ng isang employee? Kung may skills nga siya pero wala naman siyang willingness para gawin yun, ganun.
Hindi.
Yan. So, usually, hindi masyado kasi, syempre, kahit magaling ka, kung wala ka namang gana magtrabaho, syempre, hindi rin magiging maganda yung performance mo. Next slide, please. Next is yung performance management. Yung performance management is the process ng company para malinaw kung ano yung mga goals na dapat ma-achieve ng employees. Meaning, pinapaliwanag ng company kung ano yung expected results at tinutulungan nila yung employees na ma-achieve yon. In other words, syempre, minamanage at dinedevelop ng organization ang employees para gumanda yung performance nila. Another important part of performance management is yung measurement. Ibig sabihin, tinitignan ng company kung gaano kaganda yung performance ng bawat employee. By measuring individual performance, nakakakuha ng better results ang buong organization. Next slide. Okay. Next is the performance standards. Performance standards are the expected levels of performance. Ibig sabihin, ito yung base ng company kung maganda ba o kulang yung magiging performance ng isang employee. Example ng performance standards is yung benchmark. Ito yung standard na ginagamit bilang comparison, parang reference kung ano yung magandang performance. Next is yung goals. Ito yung specific results na gusto mong ma-achieve. Last one is yung targets. Ito naman yung exact numbers or yung objectives. Like halimbawa, ilan yung sales target na gusto nyong ma-achieve in a year. Yun. Gets ba? Okay, gets naman. So, for example, kung call center agent ka, pwedeng may target number of calls ka sa isang araw. Tapos, may target satisfaction score ka na gusto mong makuha. So, para mas maging effective yung performance standards, kailangan meron din itong mga characteristics. So, these are the characteristics of well-defined standards. First is yung realistic, so dapat kaya talaga siyang ma-achieve. Next is yung measurable, syempre dapat nasusukat yung performance mo. Next, clearly understood, dapat malinaw sa employees kung ano yung expectations. And last one is yung challenging. Dapat, syempre, may konting challenge din para ma-motivate yung employees na galingan nila sa work. So, next slide please. Yes, Kim.
By that performance standards ba, nare-relate din ba natin siya into school? Like in general performances sa school? Ipapasok din ba natin siya?
O, pwede naman. Halimbawa, sa isang subject, may target ka na 95 yung gusto mo makuha sa subject na yun, especially if major siya. Halimbawa, sa first sem, syempre medyo tagilid ka, mayroon kang 80 lang. So, yung target mo sa second sem, mas gusto mo siyang galingan. So, nagkaroon ka ng target na gusto mo maging 90 siya. So, napapasok din siya sa school na ano.
Alright.
Next slide.
Thank you.
Next is the performance appraisal. Performance appraisal is the process of evaluating the performance of employees. Dito, tinitignan naman ng company kung ano yung strengths and weaknesses ng isang employee. So, meaning, nalalaman kung saan magaling yung employee at kung saan pa siya pwedeng mag-improve. So, kung may standards yung isang company, dito nila tinitignan kung naabot ba ng employees yung mga standards nila na yon. And after that, syempre, kinakausap nila yung employees para ipaalam yung results ng evaluation. So, eto, question ulit. Sa tingin nyo ba, dapat malaman, importante sa isang company na malaman niya yung strengths and weaknesses ng mga employees na nagtatrabaho sa company na yon?
Opo. Yes.
Of course,
Bakit?
yes.
Bakit kailangan malaman yung strengths and weaknesses ng isang employee?
Enable them to assess the employees kung saan sila talaga nararapat, and also paano yung strategies nila dun sa employee to improve more. Tama.
Para alam nila kung saan nila i-assign yung employees na yun based din sa skills na meron sila. Okay, next slide. So, let's talk about the types of performance appraisal. Merong dalawa, informal and formal appraisals. First is the informal appraisal. Ito yung simple feedback lang na nangyayari regularly sa workplace. Halimbawa, sinabihan ka ng manager mo na, good job ka today. You need to improve in this area. So, informal siya kasi hindi naman siya yung official evaluation. Parang nakatulong lang siya para mag-improve yung employee. So, parang random niya lang sinabi sa employee na, na magaling siya ngayong araw na yun. Ganon. So, formal naman, ito na yung official evaluation na nangyayari sa specific time, like once a year or every 6 months. Dito, mas detailed yung evaluation at kadalasan, ginagamit ito para sa promotion, salary increase, or career development. Parang tayo, di ba, meron tayong evaluation sa mga teacher every sem. Yun, parang ganun siya. Official evaluation, tawag doon formal appraisal.
So basically, pag sinabi din nating informal, parang randomly lang natin pupunain yung tao na, uy, ang galing mo. For example, ikaw, ang galing mo mag-talk in front of a lot of people, diba?
Ganon.
And,
Parang random compliment.
yes. Kayo guys, anong says nyo about the formal appraisal?
Tangulang.
Okay, so let's move on, right?
Okay. Next slide. Next is the uses of performance appraisal. So, kapag ine-evaluate ng company yung performance ng isang employee, hindi lang ito basta ratings lang. Syempre, may specific purposes siya. First use niya is to provide rewards. Syempre, kung maganda yung performance mo, pwede kang mabigyan ng bonus, ng promotion, or ng recognition. Parang reward system din siya na ginagawa sa company. Second one is to provide training. So, kapag may areas of improvement naman yung employee, pwedeng bigyan ng training or development programs na pwede siyang pa-attend sa mga seminars para mas gumaling pa yung employee na yun sa trabaho niya. The last one is to review potential. Performance appraisal helps the company identify kung sino yung may potential for promotion or leadership roles. So, hindi lang nakita kung paano nagpe-perform ngayon, kundi pwede rin planuin ang future career ng isang employee. Next slide.
Wait. So, kayo ba? May question lang ako. Sa'yo, pag pumasok kayo sa isang company, mas pipiliin nyo ba na yung company na papasukan nyo is yung nagpa-provide talaga ng mga ganyang rewards? Like in general.
Kung kayo employee.
Oo, kasi maganda yun eh. Parang i-motivate din yung ano mo, Parang
employees.
ganahan ka magtrabaho.
How about you, Miss Tumambing?
Siyempre gusto ko yung gano'n, nakakakita ng trabaho.
Hmm.
Hindi siya nakakapag pumasok.
Yes.
Nakaka-motivate pa.
And since we talk about that, ano yung mga gusto nyong nare-receive na rewards from the company? For ikaw, Miss Tupri, anong gusto mong nare-receive na rewards?
Ano siya, meron siyang topic sa last part na to.
Oh, yun.
So,
So,
I think doon na lang natin siya pag-usapan.
okay. So, let's move to
Okay.
the other part.
So, let's move on to the next slide. Next is the benefits of performance appraisal. Meron itong benefits both sa individual, syempre, and sa organization. So, first is objectives can be established first sa individual muna. Objectives can be established in relation the whole organization. So, ibig sabihin, mas naiintindihan ng employee kung paano nakakatulong yung trabaho niya sa goals ng company. Next, key results and timescales can be established. Meaning, malinaw kung ano dapat yung target results at kailangan na ma-achieve ng employee. Next is can compare past performance and future activities against standards. So dito nakikita kung nag-improve ba yung employee sa past performance niya over time based doon sa future performance na pinapakita niya. So last one is can be known pay on the basis of performance. Ibig sabihin, kung maganda yung performance ng employee ngayon, pwede siyang makatanggap ng mga bonus, increase, and promotion. So, ilang beses na rin natin siya nabanggit. So, now for the organization, first benefit is suitable promotion candidates can be identified. So, meaning malalaman ng company kung sino yung employees na pwedeng i-promote sa higher position na identify nila. Next is areas of improvement can be seen. So, nakikita naman ng company kung saan kailangan mag-improve ng employees or departments. Next is communication is improved. Nagkakaroon ng mas malinaw na communication between managers and employees. Lastly, basis for medium to long-term HR planning. Meaning, nagagamit ng company yung mga informations na yon para magplano for future training, hiring, or promotions na gagawin nila sa company. So, next slide please. Designing an appraisal system will be discussed by Villanueva.
Yes. So yun, since when it comes naman sa appraisal system, of course, HR specialists are needed to know what appraisal should their approach to their employees to be fair. So, in terms of that, kailangan natin malaman talaga kung anong types ng appraisal para ma-satisfy yung mga employees. So, based on the PowerPoint, that it is a strategic process of creating a formal framework to evaluate, manage, improve employees' performance, kagaya ng sinabi ko, wherein employees are assessed objectively based on their work performance, skills, contribution to the company's goals. And by that, it also helps the manager or the HR to provide a good feedback to identify their training needs or what they really need sa isang company and make a decision in about promotions and salary increases and employees development as well as. And by that, there are six steps in designing the appraisal system. The first one is setting performance standards. So, in setting performance standards, dito pumapasok yung na employees must know what are the good performance looks like. Something na sa inyo, ano ba ang good performance? Ano ba sa tingin nyo ang good performance sa sarili nyo, guys? Yes?
Good performance siguro kapag feeling ko yung mga nasa utak ko na plano na a-achieve ko siya. And
Masasabi.
mas higher pa dun sa plano na isip ko yung na-achieve ko.
Oh, yes. And how about the others? Anyone? So, ayun, let's move. So, from by that, dun napapasok naman is yung establishing the evaluation criteria. Once na na-realize na natin kung ano yung talagang good performance para sa employees, dun napapasok si establishing. Wherein, this is where such quality of work and teamwork and communication works. Dun na pumapasok lahat ng ideas na something na makikita or mabibase natin yung responsibility or how responsible the employees are. And sa inyo guys, ganyan din ba kayo? Do you always look good? Do you always look good in time? Like, on time kayo, yung performance base nyo is maganda? Is it?
Yes.
Yes po.
Next one is choosing the appraisal method. Here naman, yung each organization, they chooses their best appraisal methods based on their needs and quality to show. For example, giving the best appraisal means is to give the best value sa isang bagay. Let's say na, kunyari, sinabi kong ang ganda nito Prio. Talagang, what the value is, maganda talaga siya, ganun. Something na, i-relate mo yung, kung ano yung appraisal method na nakikita nyo na makakapag-benefit dun sa employee. Something like that. And next naman is yung training the evaluators. Here naman, papasok is to be ensured fairness and unbiased evaluation. Diba, we all know that we should be fair in evaluating people. Kahit na random man yan, kilala mo, or kung sino-sino nga, kailangan mong maging fair. Kasi pag hindi ka naging fair, ma-judge ka, right? Kayo ba, na-experience yun ng ma-judge just because of kung ano nakita nila sa'yo?
Yes.
Diba? So, we should be fair. Pero, mas kailangan maging fair ng mga HR. Kasi, doon naka-based yung mga performances ng ibang employees. Tsaka kung paano nakikita ng mga higher boss pa yung mga employees dun sa evaluations. And next is the training the evaluators. So, dun naman, papasok yung am I right? Tama ba ako? Ayan. No, sa ano na pala tayo, guys? Five, sorry. So, in number 5, conducting the appraisal and providing feedback. And by this, employers should really know their strengths and areas for improvement so they can work on it. Kayo ba, do you work on your weaknesses? Kagaya ng tanong ni Preo kanina? Or just always looking for an improvement every actions na ginagawa nyo?
Sa pagiging late.
Yon. Kailangan mong i-improve yan, Miss Preo. Kayo ba, guys?
Yung sa akin, yung first magtrabaho, yung minsan hindi nakikinig.
Kailangan mong i-improve. Ikaw, Miss Tumambing.
Gusto ko ma-improve yung pagiging mahiyain ko.
Oh, really?
Mahihain ka ba?
Really ba? So, ayun nga.
Sa work kasi.
Sa work. So, ayun. Siyempre, lahat ng strengths and weaknesses natin, kailangan natin siyang i-improve. And by that appraisal, in-appraise ko tong isang tao na to na kesyo ganyan siya. And then, after that, i-evaluate niya yung sarili niya and mag-provide siya ng feedback na you need more confidence, Miss Preo, para hindi ka maging mahiyain. Also, Miss Tumampok, na something na you should always pay attention, ganon, di ba? Doon na yun pamapasok. And after that, syempre, i-review and i-improve natin yung system. Connected lang din siya sa number 5. Kasi, in number 6, it adjusts based on the results and the feedback. By this, you can honestly know what are the keys holes of your employees as well and to improve those, di ba? Kayo ba, after reviewing once the evaluations, are you guys still seeking improvement? Hindi lang sa basta sinasabi nyo na, ay, kailangan kong i-improve to. Ginagawa nyo ba sa sarili nyo?
Yes po. Pero, dahan-dahan lang.
Yes. Slow but, anong tawag nila doon?
Slowly but surely.
Yes, ganun. So, ayan yung 6 steps in designing an appraisal system. And by that designing appraisal system, ma-identify natin kung anong tamang way to improve the employees, yung task niya, yung ginagawa niyang work, ganun. 'Di ba? Next is, excuse me.
Next is, where to appraise. So, ibig sabihin naman nito, it means na yung mga tinitignan ng company para ma-achieve yung performance ng employee. These are called common performance measures. So, may 4 na arrows dyan, nakikita nyo. First arrow is the quantity of output. So, ito na yung dami ng work na nagagawa ng isang employee. For example, factory worker ka. pwedeng tinitignan kung ilang products yung nagagawa mo sa isang araw. Ayun yung quantity. Next is kung sa office work, another example, kung sa office work naman, pwedeng tinitignan sa isang araw kung ilang reports or tasks yung natatapos mo. Next is the quality of output. So, syempre, hindi lang naman yung dami ng work yung importante or yung tinitignan. Syempre, kung gaano rin kaganda yung natapos mong work. So, for example, kung marami kang output, pero marami namang errors, di ba? Mabilis ka nga, madami kang tapos, pero maraming mali din. So, syempre, kapag ganon, ibig sabihin, mababa yung quality ng work na natapos mo. Kaya, importante na maayos tapos accurate yung trabaho na nagagawa mo. Next is timeliness of output. Ito naman is kung natatapos mo ba yung work na na-assign sa'yo or yung pinapagawa sa'yo sa deadline or on time. So, halimbawa, may deadline ng report. Tapos, kapag lagi mo siyang natatapos bago mag-deadline or sakto sa deadline, ibig sabihin maganda yung timeliness ng performance mo. Next is yung presence at work. Ito naman is tungkol naman siya sa attendance ng employee. So, tinitingnan dito kung madalas bang present yung employee, kung punctual ba siya at hindi laging absent or late. So, syempre, kahit magaling yung isang employee, kung madalas naman siyang wala sa trabaho, maapektuhan pa rin yung performance niya, di ba? So, sa tingin nyo, sa apat na yan, ano yung pinaka-importante? Yung dami ba ng nagawa mong trabaho sa isang araw? Or yung kung gaano ba kaganda yung nagawa mo sa isang araw? Or napasa mo ba siya yung work na yun sa tamang oras? Or yung parang presence mo lang sa work? Sa tingin nyo, ano yung pinaka-importante sa apat? Sa tingin nyo lang, yung dami ng nagawa, yung kung gaano siya kaganda, kung napasa mo siya on time, or kung may presence ka lang mismo doon, kung pumasok ka lang sa work.
Yung dami nang nagawa.
Bakit?
Kasi parang mapipil mo na worth it yung pasahod sa'yo kung ginagawa mo naman.
Kumbaga productive, ganun. Efficient. How about the others? Timeliness of output. Importante sa'yo na napapasa mo siya on time.
Opo. Para walang masabi yung mga boss.
Ikaw, Kim.
Apat silang talagang needed Pero siguro for me, the best is yung
Pinakaangat.
quality of output. Kasi syempre, kahit anong dami ng ginagawa mo, kahit ang attendance mo is perfect, pero yung gawa mo hindi maganda, parang wala din sense, di ba?
Same.
For me lang nga, di ba?
Quality rin sa akin.
Lang, legit.
Okay, next slide please. Appraisal techniques is tumambing.
Appraisal techniques. Number 1, graphic rating scales. Ang graphic rating scales ay isang technique kung saan nire-rate ng manager ang performance ng employee gamit ang scale tulad ng 1 to 5. Tinitingnan dito tulad ng work quality, teamwork, attendance, attitude. Magbibigay ako ng halimbawa. Kung ang employee ay laging on time at maayos magtrabaho, pwede siya mabigyan ng rating in 5 sa attendance at work quality. Second, checklist. Sa checklist naman, gumagamit ng evaluator list sa statement tungkol sa performance ng employee. I-check lang nila kung nagawa ba ng employee yon or hindi. Halimbawa, sa list may nakalagay na complete task on time at work well with others. Kung nagawa ng employee to, i-check to ng mga evaluator sa box. Third, essay. Ang essay technique ay kapag nagsusulat ang evaluator ng maikling explanation tungkol sa performance ng employee, dito nilalagay yung strength, weaknesses, at kung ano ba dapat ang kailangan nilang i-improve. Halimbawa, pwedeng sulat ng manager, Maria is a hardworking employee and always complete her tasks, but she need to improve her communication skill. Magaling nga siya, pero medyo pumapalpak siya sa community skills. Parang ayun yung kailangan niyang i-improve. Number 4, behavioral rating skills. Sa behavioral rating skills, ang evaluation based sa actual behavior ng employee sa trabaho. Ibig sabihin, titignan kung paano siya kumilos, paano siya ginagawa sa kanyang work. Example, kung ang employee ay maayos makipag-usap sa customer at tumutulong sa teammates, mataas ang kanyang rating sa behavior. And number 5, management by objective. Ang management by objective o MBO, kapag ang manager at employee ay nagsiset ng clear goals na kailangan ma-achieve sa loob ng isang panahon, doon na i-base ang evaluation ng performance. Halimbawa, ang goal ng employee ay makabenta ng 50 products sa loob ng isang buwan. Kapag na-achieve niya yun, ibig sabihin good ang kanyang performance. Next slide. Types of appraisal. Naisip niyo ba kung paano nalalaman ng mga company kung maayos bang nagtatrabaho ang employees nila o kung sino yung doing well at sino yung kailangan pang i-improve? Doon pumapasok ang appraisal. Ang appraisal refers to the different method used by organization to evaluate employees' performance skills, behavior, at work. Tinutulungan nito ng manager kung gaano kaayos ang tatrabaho ang employee at kung ano pa ang pwede nilang i-improve. Now, let's talk about the different types of appraisal. The first appraisal is self-appraisal. Self-appraisal is when employees evaluate their own
Wait. Next slide. Yan.
Self-appraisal. Self-appraisal is when employees evaluate their own performance and reflect on their strengths and weaknesses. Halimbawa, may sales ang employee, check yung performance niya tuwing katapusan. Napansin niya na abot niya yung sales target niya pero na-realize niya nahihirapan siya makipag-usap sa customer. Kaya gusto niya pang i-improve yun. The second types of fear, next slide, fear appraisal. Fear appraisal is when coworkers or colleagues evaluate each other performance. Halimbawa, may group project sa office. May isang employees na laging tumutulong sa teammates niya at responsible siya sa mga tasks. Kaya sinasabi ng mga kawork niya, maayos siya magtrabaho at madali kang ka-team. Kayo ba kung yung kawork nyo masipag tsaka always responsible sa task, gusto nyo ba siyang makasama?
Para mahawa tayo sa kasipagan niya.
Yes. Kasi minsan nagiging nagiging ang tawag dito, inspiration, yes. Kunyari, si Tumambing, napakasipag niyan, I believe. Tapos, naging ka-group natin. Tingnan mo ngayon, di ba?
Si Kim, lagi siya nagdo-note sa HRM. So, parang nahawa ko. Sige, notes na nga rin ako.
Wow.
Iba yung iba, kala nila sip-sip, bida-bida, pag yung tao, nagagawa nila ng maayos yung task nila, diba?
True.
Kaya mas okay na yung masipag sa task. Karamihan naman kasi sa mga naiinggit, sila yung mga tamad sa work. Diba, guys?
Medyo totoo, yes.
Diba? Next slide. The third type is supervisor or manager appraisal. This when manager or supervisor evaluates employees'
Wala akong
performance.
fans doon.
Halimbawa, tinitignan ng manager kung ilang bang time ang employee, kung maayos ba ang quality ng trabaho nila, at kung natatapos ba niya yung task sa tamang oras. Kayo ba, pag binibigyan ba kayo ng task sa school, ginagawa niyo ba siya on time?
Hindi sa akin.
It depends on the deadline, I guess. Diba? Kasi, we all know na mostly ng students nagka-cram. Kasi mas gumagana daw yung utak. Kayo ba? Ganun ba?
Oo, mas nasasagutan agad, di ba? Kapag alam natin malapit na yun. Mas malapit na yun din.
Yes. Ganun din pala sa sa mga ganyang companies, no?
Kasi pag matagal pa parang
Kampante ka pa eh na
Kampante
Oo.
pa.
may time pa. Parang maisip mo siya gawin kapag nararamdaman mo na deadline na pala mamayang 12:00.
Mhm.
Ganun.
Nandyan yung pressure na, oh my God, gawin mo na siya, ganon.
doon lang
Mm.
ang utak.
Mm.
Next slide. Next is the 360-degree appraisal. This type collect feedback from different sources such as manager, peers, subordinates, and sometimes customer. Example, may team leader sa company. Binibigyan siya ng feedback ng manager niya at ng mga team member niya at minsan pati ng ibang department para makita kung maayos ba siyang leader at kung maganda ba ang pakikitungo niya sa team. Kayo ba, kunwari may groupings kayo, ino-observe nyo ba yung pakikitungo ng leader nyo sa inyo kung maayos ba?
Yes. Parang kapag bossy siya, medyo nakakatamad siyang sundin, ganun.
Mm.
Parang
Totoo.
feeling niya angat siya, ganun. Yung mga ganong leader. Authoritarian leadership, ganun.
Pero di ba
Maganda
yung...
yung
sige.
yung di nakaka-pressure, diba?
Yes.
Mm.
Yung parang pag sinabi niya, mahinhin lang, hindi kagaya ng mga bossy-bossy. Kasi pag bossy, nakaka-pressure at some part, tapos nakakatamad lalong gawin, di ba?
Mm.
Next slide. Last, we have customer appraisal. Customer appraisal is when customer evaluate the employee's service or performance. Halimbawa sa restaurant, pwede magbigay ng feedback ang customer kung friendly ba ang waiter, kung mabilis ba ang service, at kung maayos ba sila inasikaso. Kayo ba, pag kumakain kayo sa fast food,
Oo, syempre titingnan mo yan kung paano yung mga staff mag-serve. Kung like sinasabi ba nila yung exact time. Let's say sa Jollibee, pag sinabi nilang 20 minutes, kailangan 20 minutes dumating. Sorry, ganun ba?
tsaka pag maganda kasi yung service ng, ng restaurant, kung pang, diba, pang ang feedback mo.
Yes.
Mm.
Kaya, appraisal is important because it helps measure employees' performance and identify areas for improvement. Kapag may feedback ang employees, mas natututo sila at mas gumagaling sa trabaho. Kapag nag-i-improve ang employees, mas nagiging successful din ang buong organization. Di ba lahat naman tayo, pag may feedback yung isang tao, imbis na magalit tayo, mas ginagawa natin siyang motivation para mas lalo nating galingan. Diba guys? Kayo ba?
Yes, legit lang.
Ikaw ba, tumampok? Next slide.
So, good day everyone. So, today I will discuss about performance counseling. So, performance counseling, wait lang. Performance counseling is a very important activity in 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 an organized because it help employee understand themselves better. So, sa process na ito, tinutulungan ng manager ang kanyang employee o supervisor na i-objective analyze their performance. So, ang goal ng performance counseling ay tulungan ang employee na maintindihan ang kanilang strength and weaknesses. It also help improve their professional and international competence through feedback about their behavior and work experience. So next, yun lang yun. So next slide. So feature performance counseling. So first is condition and effective counseling. So dito daw sinasabi na for counseling to be effective, it's important to have trust, confidence, and opens
Blame
between the
yourself, girl.
manager and the
Ayos ka lang.
employee. Kung walang trust ang employee sa kanyang supervisor,
Mag-snap ka
magiging
na,
mahirap mahirap
Snapping.
paging successful ang counseling. It's also important that the employee feel free to participate in the discussion without fear fear or because counseling should be a two-way communication between a supervisor and the employee. The main purpose of counseling is employee development, meaning its focus on help employee grow and improve their performance. Per performance counseling phase, wait lang. Ay, putsi. Ano na yan? Wait lang ha. So, A, report building. So, ang report building daw is the first phase report building in the phase the manager or counselor try to create a positive and support improvement where the employee feel comfortable and accepted. Ang goal ng phase na ito ay magkaroon ng trust and confidence ang employee para makapag-open up siya tungkol sa kanyang concern, problem, or feelings. The employee should feel that the manager is genuinely interested in their development and improvement. So, B, explore. Letter B na tayo. The second piece is, this in this stage, the counselor help the employee understand their strength, weaknesses, and problem at work. So, the manager may ask open-ended questions to help the employee analyze the situation more clearly. For example, if the employee say that their coworker do not cooperate with the manager, so may ask question to understand the real cause of the problem. So this step is very important because identifying the real problem is necessary before planning improvement. So letter C, acting planning. So the third piece is, this piece is the counseling season and with specific action plan for improvement. The manager help the employee thinks of different solution or strategy to solve their problem. For example, if the employee has difficult building good relationship with coworker, the manager meet us. So what what three things can do next week to improve your relationship with your no employee? So after brainstorming solution, the manager may also suggest additional idea. The manager will also assess the employee in the implementing the action plan and monitoring their progress. Next, please. Sa processing processing in performance counseling. So now let's discuss the process involved in performance counseling. First is feedback. Feedback is very important in performance counseling. The feedback should be given in the wait lang. Constructive, the respectful way so that the employee will respond positively. Feedback should be described and not judgmental. Instead of criticizing the employee directly, the manager should explain the situation clearly. Feedback should also focus on the behavior of the employee rather than the person itself. It is also helpful to improve example of actual situation so the employee can better understand the feedback. Another important guideline is the feedback should be given at the right time and regularly so that employee can continuously improve. Lastly, the manager should make sure that the employee correctly understand the feedback. Number two is pre-interview preparation. So before the counseling interview, the manager should be also prepared. First, the manager should review the employee job responsibilities and previous agreement. The manager should also review the employee background, education, training, and work experience. Next, the manager should identify the employee strength and area that need development. It is also important to inform the employee in advance about the counseling interview so that the employee can prepare as well. So finally, the manager may write down key point or note to guide the discussion. So number three is interview. During the counseling interview, the manager should be sincere, friendly, and approachable. The manager should explain the purpose of the meeting and remind the employee that it is a two-way communication. The employee should also be encouraged to evaluate their own performance and share their, their feelings. So next.
Okay, so this is the last part na, yung rewards and recognition. So, ilang beses natin siya nabanggit kanina, di ba? So, rewards and, wait. Okay, rewards and recognition. So, simple lang naman siya by the word itself. Ito naman yung mga paraan ng companies para ipakita na na-appreciate nila yung employees nila na maganda yung nagagawa ng mga employees na yun, yung performance nila, and kapag na-achieve nila yung mga goals na sinet nila. So, dalawa lang kasi siya. First is, dalawa lang siya, rewards and performance. So, rewards and recognition, sorry. So, next slide please. So, dalawa siya, rewards and recognition. So sino ba dito yung parang mas ginaganahan o magtrabaho or gumawa ng task kapag na-appreciate or napupuri kayo? Like, nabibigyan kayo ng compliment.
Me.
Di ba mas nakakagana kapag may tao na nagsabi na, uy, ang galing mo naman. Parang, syempre, nag-effort ka doon. So, syempre, na parang na-recognize yung effort na binigay mo doon sa work na yon. So, nakaka-motivate siya. So, ganun din sa mga companies. Kapag gumagamit sila ng tinatawag nating rewards and recognition, mas mamomotivate yung employees. So, as I've said earlier, dalawa siya, rewards and recognition. So, ano ba yung rewards muna? First is the rewards. Ito naman yung mga natatanggap or bagay or benefit na nabibigay sa employee. So, meron tayong tatlong example sa slide, which is cash bonus, gift certificate, and extra day off. Second is yung recognition. Ito naman yung parang pagkilala sa effort ng employee, like certificate of recognition, employee of the month, public appreciation. 'Di ba may mga ganon sa mga lalo na sa McDo.
Yes.
'Di ba parang si Jewel, 'di ba, working student siya. Siya sa IG story, parang sinishare niya na may certificate siyang natanggap. Yun na. Ganon yung recognition. So, kung kayo yung employee, alin yung mas gusto nyo? Cash bonus or certificate? Ano mas gusto nyo? Pera or certificate? Pera na lang yung word.
Pera na lang sa akin.
Ikaw, Kim.
Ang hirap mamili, pero let's say kasi in general, mas kailangan natin ng cash bonus, di ba? So basically cash
Practical.
bonus.
Magiging practical, no?
Yes.
Cash talaga. Ikaw, tumambing, ano, kung ikaw employee.
Pera.
Mostly parang lahat talaga pera eh, no? Kasi in practical, mas kailangan natin ng pera eh, no? Pero siguro,
Hindi,
let's say,
kasi isa rin sa reason kung ba't naman nagtatrabaho is para sumahod. Para
yes,
magkaroon ng
totoo.
pera. So, pera. So, next slide, please. So, how it works and the benefits of rewards and recognition system. So, first, paano usually siya ginagawa ng company? First is, syempre naglalagay muna sila ng goals. Example, may sales target na kailangan ma-achieve in a year. Kailangan good customer service, yung feedback sa inyo ng mga customers nyo. Next is yung completing task na dapat nagagawa nyo on time. So, kapag na-achieve siya ng employee, na-achieve ng employee yung goals na yun, syempre, bibigyan sila ng rewards or recognition ng company. So, parang sistema siya na sinasabi na if you do well, you will be appreciated. Parang ganun siya. So, dahil doon, syempre, maraming benefits na nakukuha yung employee. First is, syempre, motivate employees, na ma-motivate yung employees na magtrabaho ng mas maayos. Second is, positive work environment. So, nagiging positive yung workplace kasi nararamdaman ng employees na valued sila, na na-recognize yung effort na binigay nila, na worth it, na nagpuyat sila doon sa matapos lang yung proposal na yun, tapos ipapresent kinabukasan sa mga, let's say, example, mga investors. So, nararamdaman ng employees na na-appreciate yung ginagawa nilang effort sa company kapag binibigyan sila ng recognition. Next slide, please. So, the company that use it is retail stores, restaurants, and call centers. Kasi usually sa mga ganitong business talaga malaki yung role ng employees sa customer service at performance. Kasi parang ang mahalaga yung communication sa mga companies na ganito, especially sa call centers. So, kaya importante na motivated sila. So, that's all sa ating discussion. So, thank you for listening. We hope you learn something new and use this knowledge in the future. So, ano yung insights nyo sa naging discussion ng group natin? Insights ko, ano yung nakuha nyo, yung mga naalala nyo, ganun. Si Kim muna, feeling ko meron si Kim eh.
Wow. Feeling ko importante talaga yung appraisal. Not in general na masama, pero in a good term. Kasi by appraisal, ma-develop natin yung mga strengths and weaknesses nga natin. Kagaya ng mga diniscuss earlier na, kunyari, mahina ako sa ganito. Ma-i-improve natin yan once na may nagsabi na tao. Tapos, mas inengganyo tayo ng mga tao, diba? Also, yung mga natatanggap na rewards and recognitions. Syempre, ang laking impact ng rewards, diba? Or recognitions man, diba?
How about you? Tumampok. Ano
Yun lang.
yung naalala mo, yung natutunan mo, ganun.
Yung yung weaknesses tsaka yung strength ng isang employee. Dapat i-improve yung strength tsaka yung weaknesses. Yung weaknesses kasi dapat yung i-improve pa talaga. Dan maano ka, tawag na yun. Para mahiyain, dapat i-improve mo yung mahiyain mo. Dapat confident ka lang.
Yes.
Para,
Okay. So, go. Meron ba? Okay. Ikaw, tumambing. Insights po.
Yung
Bakla-
types of appraisal kasi once na nina-evaluate ka ng manager, mas nag-i-improve ka. Mas nakaka-motivate magtrabaho pag alam mong ginagawa mo yung tama.
So basically, and generally, yung topic natin is parang more on ano talaga siya, no? Growth ng employees sa isang
Company.
organization. So that's all for topic performance management and appraisal. Thank you for listening. I am Princess Toprio. I am Princess Toprio. Next members.
I am Kimberly Villanueva.
I'm Angel Baby Tumampok.
I'm Miss Chelashley Tumambing.
And we're the group 11. And that's all. Thank you.
Thank you!
Bye-bye.
Bye.